Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you are doing well. And this is Ritendra Rathod and I am preacher of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And today I come with very special lecture. Today I am going to make all of you understand about what is the meaning of transcendental love. What kind of love is known as a transcendental love or true love. So I am going to clear a definition, make all of you understand the clear definition of transcendental or true love. But before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this is Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhupada from ISKCON temple. And I must have to say this is a most authentic source, and this is neither book of religion nor spirituality, but in actual term or in actual sense this is a book of pure science and humanity, and I am trying to propagate a humanity on basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, because I am also trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempted to commit suicide. So this is initiatives to bring people out from the frustration on the basis of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita and try to uplift the people who are actually in deep depression. So I am trying to prevent the people from the suicidal deaths. So this is my primary objective of this lecture, means of my preaching. So let's start and let's understand the real meaning of transcendental love. So Lord Krishna here said, Lord Krishna simply defined a love as a without expectation. Lord Krishna here defined a love as a love without any expectation, without anger, without selflessness, and total dedication. Total devotion, and total dedication is the most important in true or transcendental love. Total dedication is the most important in transcendental love. Means it must be from the soul, and not from the body. Means it is a transcendental love or true love it is not from the body, but it is from the soul. And each and means the person means we should not have to talk about materialistic love. Materialistic love is totally different from transcendental love. Materialistic love is only from the physical or body or appearance, and not from other things like. And transcendental love is a way to connect the soul. Means the two soul is connected. If the two soul is connected, then that is called a transcendental love or true love. Means the love without any expectation, without anger, without selfishness, without means with a total dedication and with a total devotion. And total dedication is the most important in transcendental love. And I must have means Lord Krishna here means further said about transcendental love. Without seeing a person physically, we have to love someone by seeing the soul of her or him. A transcendental love, the person who is always thinking about her happiness, thinking about his or her happiness, and care about her, to such all the things to not allow her to shed one drop of tear from his or her lotus eyes. Means while we are loving to someone, we don't have to keep any expectation. If we are keeping any expectation, then that is not love. That will definitely convert into the business, because the futuristic benefit, the expectation of the getting futuristic benefit, it is only form of the business, not in form of the love. So that is said by Lord Krishna. And only attraction of the soul and connectivity of the soul. This is connectivity of the one soul to another soul. So connectivity between the both souls is required here. Lord Krishna further said in verse number 10, chapter number 4, transcendental knowledge. Here Lord Krishna said, with raga bhaya krodha, mana maya mana upastitah, bhava jana tapasa Uta mada bhavam agatah. Lord Krishna here said, with raga bhaya krodha, with raga bhaya krodha, with raga bhaya krodha, means free from the bhaya, rag and krodh, anger. Mana maya, mana upasthita, mana maya, the delusion of the mind. Mana maya, mana upasthitaha, bhavojana tapasa, bhavojana tapasa, putam mada bhavam agatah, putam mada bhavam agatah. Lord Krishna here says the meaning of the purpose of this particular verse is the being freed from the attachment, being freed from the attachment, fear and anger, being fully absorbed in me, being fully absorbed in Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and taking a refuge in me, and taking a refuge in Supreme Personality of Godhead. Many persons in the past become purified by knowledge of me, and many persons in the past become purified by knowledge of me, by knowledge of Lord Krishna, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me. And the particular person who is free from the fear, anger, and without attachment, and absorbed in Lord Krishna and taking a refuge in the Lord Krishna will definitely give that particular person or soul is a transcendental love or true love. So this is the definition of the true love, which one is said by Lord Krishna here. Let's move toward the further details about this particular thing. Generally, people who are attached to the bodily conception of the life are so absorbed in materialism, and that it is the most impossible for them to understand that there is a transcendental body which is imperishable, full of knowledge and eternally blissful. This there is a transcendental body which is imperishable. Transcendental body means here talked about soul, which one is imperishable and full of knowledge and eternally blissful. In a materialistic concept, the body is perishable and full of ignorance and also completely miserable. So therefore, Lord Krishna here said, therefore, people in a general keep this same bodily idea in the mind when they are informed of personal form of the Lord. For such a materialistic man, the form of the genetic material manifestation is supreme. Consequently, they consider the supreme to be impersonal, and because they are too materially absorbed. The people who are materially absorbed would like to consider this material body as a supreme, and they become afraid of being a person again, and so they naturally prefer a kind of merging into the impersonal void. Generally, they compare the living entity to the bubbles of the ocean, which merge into the ocean. Lord Krishna here says, generally, they keep the living entity to the bubble of the ocean, which merge into the ocean. That is the highest perfection of the supreme existence attainable without individual personality. And this kind of the fearful stage of the life, devoid of the perfect knowledge of the spiritual existence, this kind of Lord Krishna here said, the highest perfection of the supreme or spiritual activities existence attainable without individual personality. So this kind of the fearful stage of the life, devoid of the perfect knowledge, devoid of the perfect knowledge of the spiritual existence. Furthermore, there are many persons who can't understand spiritual existence at all. Means many people who are not able to understand the existence of the soul. So being embraced by so many theories and by contradictions of the various type of the philosophical speculation, they become disgusted or angry and foolishly conclude that there is no supreme cause and that is everything ultimately void. Such a people are in a diseased condition of the life. Means this kind of people are in a diseased condition of the life. Some people are too materially attached and therefore don't give attention to the spiritual life. And many people who are who are very deeply attached with a materialistic world. Means some people are too materially attached and they don't give the attention to the spiritual life. Some of them want to merge into the supreme spiritual cause, and some of them disbelieve in everything, being angry at all sort of the spiritual speculation out of the hopelessness. In the last class of the man, take a shelter of some of kind intoxication, like people would like to people would like to cultivate a habit of taking a drugs, and also getting a habit to get a drugs and alcohol and all things. So this is the reason for consuming of alcohol and intoxication elements or intoxication things. So their effect, their affective hallucination is affective hallucinations are sometimes acceptable by spiritual vision. One has to get rid of all three stages of the attachment to the material world: negligence of the spiritual life, fear of the spiritual personal identity, and the concept of the void that underlies the frustration of the life. To get free from these three stages of the materialistic concept of the life, one has to take a complete shelter into the Lord, and guided by the bona fide spiritual master, and follow the discipline of the regulative principle of the devotional life. The last stage of the devotional life is called a bhava, or transcendental love of God. The last stage of the spiritual life is called a bhava, and also called a transcendental love of God. So this is said by Lord Krishna, and about transcendental love without attachment, without fear, and totally surrender into the Lord, and try to take a refuge into the Lord, and try to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So total dedication, total surrender is required most in order to get a transcendental love. Whenever we are loving to means one girl love to one boy, and one boy love to one girl, the total surrender, the spiritual connectivity, the connection of the soul is required. Means if one got hurt, then others should have to get a pain or feel a pain of that particular person. So that kind of love is known as a transcendental or true love. So thanks for listening me. I hope you all can understand the meaning of the transcendental love. So thank you so much, and Hare Krishna.